Hi everybody, Caitlin from Pointer Remote Roles here. I'm just about to complete my workplace health and safety audit put together by the lovely Emma Houston at The Remote Expert. And we thought we'd film it so we can show you just how easy it is to get it done. So if you want to jump in and have a look over my shoulder, basically what happens is that once you sign up for your WHS checklist, you'll get sent a link to the form. So what we can have a look here is that I've opened this form up on my phone. You run them on your phone rather than the computer because you can actually take pictures throughout the form with your phone and upload them straight into it. So if you have a look here, basically the first part of the checklist is that you just fill in your details. So I've already gone through and filled out my name, my job description, my address, no one stalk me please, my email. And basically what it is that there's just a big long checklist of things to make sure that your workspace is safe, so that your employer and you can be sure that if you have a workplace accident, things are going to be covered, or obviously we want to reduce the number of workplace accidents altogether. So we'll just go through and check these off for my workspace, and we'll just check them off as we go along. So the first one is, are the walkways clear of clutter and trip hazards? So you can see in my workspace here, there's obviously not much behind my desk. I've chosen a corner in the house where there's obviously not much else going on, because that's obviously makes it a nice safe area for me to work from. So for that one we can check yes. The next is that, do I have a separate workspace away from hazards such as stove, cooktops and fireplaces? Again, I'm in a nice corner of the house where it's just quite literally me and my desk, so no stovetops here. There's an option here that it says, if no, take a photo of the hazards near your workplace and upload. So you can quite literally just take that photo. You just need to allow camera access. And then, oh, hello, here's me. And that you'll be able to upload from there, but we obviously don't need to do that, so we can just skip past that one. The next question is there sufficient ventilation, heating and cooling? And the answer is yes. You can see just over here, I've got windows out to our front yard here, and I've got the aircon up here. So great for those hot summer days, so I'll leave that one as yes. The next question is, are all loose electrical cables and cords secured to the floor, wall or table and trip hazards removed? And you would have seen when we filmed around the back there before that I've tied up all my cables. It's obviously a little bit tricky, you can't have all cables out of the road all the time when you're working on a computer, but as long as they're tied up and nice and neat, it certainly helps. So I'll check yes on that one. If no, you can obviously take an option of your cords. So my recommendation is if you've got cords and stuff hanging around, try tying them up. If there's a cord that you literally can't get out of the way, all you've just got to do is take a photo and upload it. So if you were to like trip over your cord, at least there would be a record of it. Next question is, do you have security screens on doors and windows? And that's a yes. We've got screens on all ours. Are your doors and windows lockable? That's also a yes. Does anyone else have access to the remote workspace? So obviously, because this is my home, there are other people here. So my lovely partner Cameron lives here with me, and my Italian Greyhound Luigi, but they're all fine. The next question on this page is, are you able to secure any commercially sensitive or confidential client information in a lockable cabinet? So I'm actually going to check no on this one because we don't have a lockable cabinet here. But in saying that, because we are a fully online remote business, all of our important documents are actually stored securely online. So hopefully I won't actually need to have a lockable cabinet. But for people who do have jobs where you're working with a lot of paperwork, that is critically important because you obviously never know what's going to happen. And if someone busts in and steals your information, that's obviously going to be awful. So that's all on this page. So we'll just go next. Right, so these few questions are all about your emergency response preparation, and it's just basically making sure that if there is an emergency, like if there's a house fire or a break-in or something, that you will be prepared. So the first question here is, do you have all emergency contact details for police, fire and ambulance in a prominent place that is easy to access? That's a yes for me. We've got our numbers on the fridge and I've also got them stored in my phone here. Do you have a landline telephone in addition to your mobile and cell phone? I'm actually going to check no here because we don't have a landline in our house. We just have our cell phones. Do we have at least one working smoke alarm installed at each level of the remote workspace? I'm going to check yes on that one. Our smoke alarm's just over here in the top of the room. Do we have a well-stocked and complete first aid kit at your remote workspace? I'm going to mark no here. We went for a look for our first aid kit and it's actually out of date, so we're going to have to update that, and then I'll have to fix up my WHS when we've got that updated. Do you have a clear exit path from your remote workspace to the outside of the premises in case of a fire? I'm checking yes, because we've got one door just here and we've got another door just out onto the veranda. So the next part is about electrical hazards. And that's basically just to make sure that you're not going to like overload your power and it's going to spark and set you on fire or anything like that. So the first question is, does your remote workspace have an overloaded power board or extension lead? We can check no. Yes. No, it doesn't. Does your remote workspace have a circuit breaker in place for all electrical equipment used in the remote workspace? Yes, we do. Is the equipment in your remote workspace exposed to excessive heat, moisture, dust, vibration, or corrosive substances? Look, no, because like we're inside, and obviously it's not going to be too bad. I've got the aircon just there, that type deal. So just by the nature of my job, I'm not going to be working with like vibration or corrosive substances. So I can obviously check that one as no. So the next part of the assessment is basically confirming that your desk and your workspace is set up to be ergonomic. So there are quite a few things, if you just have a look here, there are quite a few things that we just need to check off. And the first one is that your elbows are above the desk at 90 to 110 degrees. So basically what we've got to do here is just ensure that like your chair and your screen and your desk is set up at a height that you're going to be the most comfortable and is going to be the best on your like back. So basically the first one here is that I've got to make sure my elbows are above the desk. So I'm just going to tuck my chair right in just to show you. So for me, what's comfortable is I need to have from here to here is meant to be straight or angled up a little bit. So you can obviously see that I've got a little bit of angle there, but for the most part my arms rest comfortably on my keyboard. So I can check that one off. So at your chair, your shoulders should be relaxed. So you'll notice that when I lean back into my chair, I'm nice and comfortable. So my shoulders are relaxed. I'm not sort of like hunching up or sloping back. And that's obviously really important for your spine health. So I'll check that one off. Wrists are in line with the forearms. Again, here's my wrist, here's my forearm, nice straight line. Hips, knees and ankles are at 90 degrees seated. So again, obviously down here is supposed to be straight and onto the ground. Feet are flat on the ground. I'm a short ass, so my feet don't touch the ground mostly, so I've just got to drop my chair right down. Head is upright and ears are aligned to shoulders. So basically when you're looking at your screen, you want to be straight on. With this screen, I rotate my chair around so I can be straight onto that rather than just twisting my head around. The next one is eyes looking at the top third of your screen. So this is actually really important because you don't want to be looking down on your screen or looking too far up. So if you're in line with your screen, you should be looking at this top part here. That's where you're most comfortable. Just on my phone. Seat length provides support beneath the thighs. So obviously again it helps that I'm short because my legs aren't very long, but obviously you want a seat that's quite long here because then you can tuck yourself back into it. Backrest angled at 90 to 110 degrees with adequate lumbar support. So obviously my chair is nice and upright here. I'm not sort of too far forward or too far back. And the keyboard and mouse are aligned with, so what I'm going to put here is that the G and the H should be in line with your nose. So it's obviously nice and close in front of you. So there's a video at the end here that I've already watched. So just have to check off that you've watched that video. So we just go yes. And after watching the above video, is your workspace ergonomic? Yes, it is. So the next one is that you just have to take pictures of your workplace that are quite literally just like a record to keep on file. And it's just quite literally like a wide angle shot of your office, a photo of your desk and chair, a picture of you sitting at your desk, and then you just have to upload them here, but I'll just check yes and I'll upload them later. And the next one here, it just says, I agree to take regular breaks and stretch to limit the risk of injury to my back, neck and shoulders from overwork. This is massively important, especially for people who work remotely and who work from home. It's so easy to just sort of get stuck into your work and not sort of leave your workspace because obviously you're not getting distracted or you're getting all your work done. But it's super important to get up and have a walk around, keep drinking water. Otherwise, obviously there's some health benefits, but also burnout is really a real thing for remote workers. And that's something that we definitely need to keep an eye on. So the next part here is that it's just the acknowledgement, but this is actually where the form geolocates your workspace. So you're going to get a pop-up here asking if Jotform is allowed to use your location. Just go allow. And then there's just a few things. So you acknowledge that you've completed and complied with each of the checklist items. Yes, I've done that. We declare that all the information is true and correct. Yep. We acknowledge that this checklist will form part of your employment record. Yep. So, and this one here is just to say that like us, we've just moved. So we just need to ensure that if something changes, like we get our first aid kit updated or we move again or whatever, that we will let you guys know. So obviously we can update the records. So we just type yes in here. This one we just need to sign. So this is an electronic signature, so it's quite literally just a strudel in there. So you just sign, and if you're fine with it. So before, when we allowed the location, it's actually picked up my latitude and longitude, so that's geolocated me. Just drop in the time, so it's currently 11:13. It's 11:20ish a.m. and then we just go submit. So that's it. It's literally so easy to do. It's literally taken me 5 or 10 minutes or so. If you want to have a look at running this for yourself, if you just jump onto the Pointer website here, so it's just pointerremoteroles.com.au. If you just head over to Upskill, you can scroll down to our partners for business, and you just want to click on the remote expert here. So this will give you an intro to the lovely Emma Houston, who's put all these resources together for us, and a bit about her business. You can have a read through that, but if you just scroll down, there's a few videos of Emma here explaining the bits and pieces, but you'll see there's a few different products. So the Remote Work Handbook is one, the policy is another, and then there's a few different bits and pieces. But if you want to have a look here and get in touch with us. But that's it. Thanks, guys.